Mathcast number 3, intended audience, grade 4, learning objective, multiply two-digit by two-digit numbers using 4 partial products, created by Susie Irk. First, we'll start off with some definitions. Our first definition is area. The area is the number of 1 unit by 1 unit squares that it takes to cover a region without any gaps or overlaps. This can be found in a rectangle by multiplying the length by the width. Partial products, a method for multiplication that is similar to the common way but much easier for students to illustrate and explain their calculations. The partial products method is what we'll be using later to answer our questions. And finally, a product. This is the value or result of m times n, and m and n are just numbers. Here's our first problem. It says, use an area model to represent the following expression. Then record the partial products and solve. So first we're going to look at the area model, which is represented right here. And we're trying to figure out what 17 times 34 is equal to. When we look at the area model, we see that 34 is going to be the biggest number that we're going to break down. So we're going to break 34 down to 30 and 4. So the 30 is going to go here, and the 4 is going to go here. And then 17 will be broken down into 10 and 7. We break those numbers down so that they're easier to multiply. So we look and we see 40 times 10 is going to give us an area in this little box of 40. We see that 10 times 30 is going to give us an area in this box of 300. Then we do 4 times 7 to get an area of 28. And then we do 7 times 30 to get an area of 210. Now that we've calculated all of the inner squares, we could just add them all up to get our answer. So we would add 300 plus 210 plus 40 plus 28 to give us 578. Now we can do the problem using partial products. So first we're going to see what 7 times 4 is equal to. Next, we'll figure out what 7 times 30 is. Remember, we broke 34 down to 30 and 4, so that's why we're multiplying 7 times 4 and also 7 times 30. Next, we're going to multiply 10 times 4. Now this is equal to 10 because we already used the 7 and we broke 17 down to 10 and 7. So now we're multiplying by our 10 throughout. So we're going to do 10 times 4 and also 10 times 30. Now we've completed all our partial products and we're just going to add up all of these answers. So we got 8 here, then we have 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and we have 3, 4, 5 there. So we get 578 as an answer. This next problem is very similar to the last one. We're using an area model to represent the following expression, and then we're going to record the partial products and solve. So the expression this time is 14 times 22. So when we look at our area model, we see the biggest square we're obviously going to represent as the 20, making this little square the 2. And then on the top, this is going to be 10, and this is going to be 4. And the reason it is because our 14 is broken down into 10 and 4, and our 22 is broken down into 20 plus 2. Now we can start multiplying. First, we'll do 2 times 10 to get 20 for an area inside this box. Then we'll do 10 times 20 to get an area of 200 in the biggest box. We'll do 2 times 4 to get an area of 8 in this little box, and finally we'll do 20 times 4 to get an area of 80 in this box. Again, now we can just add up all of our products. So we have 200 plus 80 plus 20 plus 8 to equal 308. Now we're going to use partial products to make sure we get the same answer. For the partial products method, we're going to take 14 and again break it down to 10 and 4, and 22 and break it down to 20 and 2. So we're going to start with our 4, and we're going to just not think about this 1 right now. So we're going to do 4 times 2 first, and we'll put 4 times 2, and this is 8. And then we're going to do 4 times 20, and that is going to be 80. Then we'll move on to the tens place. Now this is a tens place because we're ignoring this 4 and we broke it down into 10 and 4. So now we're going to just represent this as a 10. So we have 10 times 2 to equal 20. And we have 10 times 20 to equal 200. Now we can add up all of our partial products. So we have 8 goes all the way through. We have 8, 9, 10. We'll put a 0 here and bring over this 1. And we'll have 3. So we got 308, which again is the same answer from our area model. This last problem is asking us to draw the area model ourselves, and then we're going to do partial products to solve. So if we have to draw the area model ourselves first, we should look at our numbers. We have 45 times 18. Those numbers are going to be broken down to 40 and 5 and 10 and 8. So when we draw our area model, we can draw a big box. Our biggest area should be for 40 times 10. So we'll put that up on the top. We'll draw all the way across. And then we have 5 times 8. So we'll make a littler box over here. Now we can fill in our area model. First we have 40 and 5. And we have 10 and 8. Now we can figure out our products. So we'll do 40 times 10 first to get 400 in the biggest square. Then we'll do 5 times 10 to get 50 in the square. Next, 40 times 8 to get 320 in this box. And then finally we'll do 5 times 8 to get 40 in this box. 400 plus 320 plus 50 plus 40 gives us an answer of 810. Now we're going to solve using partial products. So we're going to do 45 times 18. So we have 8 times 5. Then we have 8 times 40. Then 10 times 5. And 10 times 40. Those answers are, then just add them all up and we get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 8. And we get 8. That is how you multiply 2-digit by 2-digit numbers using partial products. Thank you for watching my mathcast, and here are my mathcast resources.